The topic that I have decided to talk about today is, does Indian education system need reform? And this thing has been going on in my mind for a long time, because with the changing times, it is very important to think about changing our education system as well. We have been following Machiavellian education system. No doubt the system has also stood the test of time. The fact is that the time has come when we must be seriously thinking about reforming our education system. Because if our education system is not job oriented, then it does not serve any particular purpose. Just doling out the degrees and dishing out so many certificates to the people on platter is not going to serve the cause of education. What we need to remember is that education must not only make a man, but it must also help in making the nation strong. And that can be possible only when we will have a very sound and robust education system in place. What we see today is not the kind of system that we must embrace, because we have the system promoting learning by rote. Cramming is always the order of the day, and the students do not focus on learning and the art of comprehension. I strongly believe that if you do not comprehend the things and then go on being an educated person, then you can actually not have maximum knowledge at your end. So it is important that we must have a very strong education system. Now the question is that what kind of education system should we have? First, I believe that we need to change the way we are imparting education at the grassroots level. I mean to say that when it comes to the primary school education, we need to bring about changes there, so that the students from the very first primary class are going to be the pillars of the education system tomorrow. If our base is very strong, then only the foundation that we want to actually make is going to be strong, and the building that we want to erect will be very, very strong. But if the foundation is not strong, then it's very difficult for us to have a very strong society. So the primary education must be primary, folks, because whatever you are going to make during the primary days, that is what is going to sustain, and that's what is going to stand. So it is important that the primary education should be the focus of the government. Unfortunately, in the government schools, we see that there is not focus on having a quality education system in place, particularly in the primary school section. So what we need to do is to ensure that quality education is important from the very first day. And if that is important, then there will be no need for these students to go to run helter and skelter and to go hammer and tongs in search of the better tuitions, better coaching centers and all that. So this is where I believe that the primary education should be improved. Now, how can it be done? I believe that the state governments must be responsible in choosing the kind of the teaching system that we have. And if we do it, then only we will have better teachers there in the country. And if the better teachers are going to be there in the schools who will be imparting education, the students from the different hues and shades will actually get benefited. As we have seen in the Kendriya Vidyalayas, teachers from across India are being posted. But here in the state government schools, there is nothing like that. The teacher is well within the vicinity of that very good school, and he generally avoids going to the classes. But on the other hand, if he's going to be put at a different place where he has to be away from his own hometown, I'm sure that he will be more focused on the job. That is the first step that we need to take. Second, we also need to make teachers answerable. There must be reward and punishment that should be also initiated. If they do very well and produce a better result, then they should be given increments, they should be rewarded. Cash award should be there, but then if the result is not up to the satisfactory level, then action must be taken against the teachers as well. And as far as examination system is concerned, that also needs to be overhauled, because I believe that as far as the examination system is concerned, if it is not going to be what it should be, then surely it's not going to solve any particular purpose. Just answering a few questions, and that too at the end of a particular chapter that is there, should not be the guiding factor. Generally, it has been seen that whenever you prepare for any particular competitive examination or whatever examination you want to prepare yourself for, and the questions that are going to be there at the end of a chapter will be asked, the examination student focuses on those few questions and then tries to answer the question. But I believe that there should be no questions given at the end of a chapter. What we must do is to ask the question from anywhere out of a particular chapter, so that the student is forced to go through that very chapter completely and thoroughly. And that exemption system will actually produce the students who will have better comprehension, we will have better understanding. And if we do all these very things, then only our education system will be better. And this is what must be the priority of the government as far as reforming education system is concerned.